Namaste, my friends. Welcome to your weekly recorded yoga practice. Today we'll be looking at the back of the heart center, the space between the scapula, where the scapula can come together to integrate down into the base of the heart, or they can spread out like wings, creating a lot of strength and stability and openness through the back of the heart. So opening the front of the heart by drawing the scapula together, opening the back of the heart by widening through the scapula area. Place your hands at your heart center in Anjali Mudra. Allow your eyes to fall shut and rest into an awareness of your breath. And let's join together in chanting the pranava, the sacred sound current. Om. Exhale out completely. Inhale deeply to begin. Welcome to your practice. Let's begin with 6 movements of the spine. Hands down to the shins, inner thighs engaging, buttocks engaging. Inhale, opening the heart center. Exhale, retreating. Inhale, expanding, bringing new cerebrospinal fluid to the spine. Inhale, draw the spine up straight. Touch the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth, retain. Exhaling out. Inhale deeply. Retain your breath. Exhale out. Now left hand down onto the mat, rotate the fingers out. Soften through this left shoulder, lift up underneath the left rib cage, and inhale up and over through the right arm. Inhaling up, exhaling other side. Ground back down through the left sits bone into the right hand, inhaling up and over. Creating space in the sides of the waist so that the breath can move deeper. Inhale up. Squeeze the inner thighs. Gently engage the buttocks. Right arm up across to the left thigh. Lift up out of the spine and twist. Inhale from here. Exhale. Release. Left arm up. Exhale over. Right hand behind. Inhale from here. Exhale, rotate. Gently releasing, hands onto your knees. Inhaling forward. Exhaling back and around. Moving the spine around itself as if you're stirring a pot. And switching directions, beginning to coax forth the prana, the energy, the shakti, dwelling inside the lower belly. Then inhale, draw the spine up straight. Gently squeeze up around the base of the spine and allow an electrical current to bubble up all the way to the crown of the head. Exhaling out. Inhale from here. Exhale, lengthen down and forward. Inhale, rolling up through the spine. Take the arms up and over. Hands behind, middle fingers in towards the buttocks. Roll the shoulders back and lift through the heart. Inhale from here. Exhale, release. Probably no need for cat and cow. The spine should be warm at this point. Directly up into downward facing dog. Rolling the scapula away from each other, strengthening down through the heels, lifting through the tailbone. Inhale, walk the feet up underneath the hips. Feet hip distance apart. Lengthen through the sides of the waist. Exhale, Release down over the legs. Inhale up to standing. Exhale, hands down by the sides. Inhale, expand up. Lift through the kneecaps. Exhale, swan dive down and over the legs. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, right leg out behind right knee onto the mat. Scissor the inner thighs. Spread through the left toes. Inhale up. Now, the scapula wrap away from each other and forward so there's a spaciousness at the back of the heart. And then from here, lift up and expand. Inhale from here. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Lift up through the back right knee. Left foot meets the right. High plank hold. Lift through the back of the heart center. So instead of collapsing down and in, lift up through the back of the heart. Press into the mat. Squeeze the inner thighs. Inhale from here. Exhale. Knees down to the mat. Chest down onto the mat. Release the toes. Forearms down onto the mat. Pinky fingers together. Move the heart center through the shoulders. Inhale from here. Exhale, release. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale, taking your right leg up towards the sky. Roll your inner thigh in and then up and press through the heel. Congeal to the midline, so find your lower belly, draw it up and in. Wrap the scapula away from each other. Deep breath, inhale. Exhale, draw your right foot through. Left knee down onto the mat. Scissor the inner thighs. Inhale up, wrap scapula away from each other. Pinky fingers down and towards each other. Palms together, lift up and out. Inhale from here. Exhale, hands down onto the mat. Press forward into this right foot. Take the back left leg up. Roll the inner thigh in and up so the sacrum is square. Exhale, place the left foot down, lengthen through the sides of the waist. Exhale, release down. Inhale to standing. Exhale, hands down by the sides. Inhale, expand upward. Exhale, swan dive down and over the legs. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, left leg out behind. Now high lunge. Scissor the inner thighs. Lift through the lower belly. Again, wrap the pinky fingers forward so the scapula are going to spread away from each other. Lift up on the vertical dimension. Draw the heads of the humerus back down. Press forward through the front of the left hip. Expand through the heart. Inhale from here. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Right foot meets the left. High plank. Hold. Exhale, knees and chest down to the mat. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale up. A cobra pose. Claw through the fingers. Move the heart center through. Belly down to the mat. Exhale, tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Take the opportunity to reconnect with your breath. Inhale, left leg up towards the sky. Scissor the inner thigh in and up. Hollow through the lower belly. Squeeze into the midline. Wrap the scapula away from each other so we come into the serratus muscles. Inhale deeply. Exhale, left foot through. Right leg extends. Scissor the inner thighs in. Tailbone down. Inhale up. Wrap like you're reaching forward. Wrap the pinky fingers down, then palms together. Roll the right hip point forward. Lift up. Draw the heads of the humerus back, and then expand. Inhale from here. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Press into this left foot. Inhale, right leg up behind. Roll the inner thigh in and up. Lengthen down and over. Exhale, right foot alongside the left. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, release down. Inhale all the way to standing. Exhale, hands down by the sides. Joints of the big toes together. Heels apart. Bend the knees, squeeze the inner thighs. Scoop. Reach the pinky fingers forward, palms together, then lift up onto the vertical dimension, opening through the heart. Exhale, swan dive, down and over the legs. Inhale, up halfway. Exhale, through your vinyasa, or back to downward facing dog. Lift through the kneecaps. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, right foot through, turn out through the back left heel. Steady here. Send the tailbone down. Inhale up. Wrap the pinky fingers forward. Lift up through the heart. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Right foot meets the left. Crown of the head forward. Bend the elbows. Release the toes. Inhale up. Exhale, down. Inhale, left leg up, roll the inner thigh in. Exhale, left foot through, turn out through the back right heel. Roll the right inner thigh down, tailbone down. Rotate pinky fingers forward, lift up onto the vertical dimension. Exhale, hands down to the mat, through your vinyasa. Hollow through the lower belly. Expand up. Exhale, down. Inhale, draw your feet up underneath your hips, expand through your heart. Exhale, release down, bend the knees, squeeze the inner thighs. Inhale, up. Exhale, sama. Other side, inhale. Uttanasana, reach up, exhale. Inhale, up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, through your vinyasa. Or back to downward facing dog. A variation now. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left foot through, turn out through the back right heel. Windmill the arms all the way up and over to Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Bend into the left knee. Then take the arms, wrap left elbow over the right. Hands wrap together or backs of the hands together. Then bend into the front left knee as you lift the arms up. So you feel this width between the scapula, the spreading at the back of the heart center. Inhale from here, open to Virabhadrasana 2. Exhale, left elbow to the knee or hand down to the mat or block. Rotate, right arm forward, pull the head of the humerus back into the socket. Rotate the right arm all the way by the ear. Parsvakonasana. Feel the tips of the scapula come together here. Inhale up, Virabhadrasana 2. Taking the drishti out over the left fingertips. Feeling strong and steady as we ignite our Agni, our belly fire, and draw it into the rarefied form of fire in the body, our Tejas, which is responsible for our passion and our light. Release the hands down to the mat. Left foot meets the right through your vinyasa optionally, or back to downward facing dog. Long, deep breath here. Inhale, right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, right foot through, turn out through the back left heel. Lift through the lower belly. Windmill the arms all the way up and over. Shoulders over the waist. Take the arms out. Right elbow over left. Back of the hands together. Or palms wrap. Now feel the scapula spread. Bend into the knees as you lift the hands. Inhale, open. Exhale, right elbow onto the knee or hand down to the mat. Roll the right rib cage under. Hollow through the lower belly, reach the left arm forward. Draw the head of the humerus back into the socket and then rotate left arm all the way by the ear. Lift through the heart. Inhale from here. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Optionally through your vinyasa. Or back to downward facing dog. I owe you a Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, right foot comes through. Turn out through the back left heel. Windmill the arms all the way up and over. Look off over your right fingertips. Bend into your right knee. Inhale from here. Exhale. Now release through your vinyasa. Back to downward facing dog. Inhale from here, exhale, knees down to the mat. And then forearms onto the mat. You're going to have your hands together, pinky fingers onto the mat. Crown of the head is way off the mat. So the crown of the head isn't down. And what we're going to do is we're going to spread wide through our scapula instead of condensing them, pressing the elbows into the mat. So this is a dolphin prayer posture, very new age. Press into the elbows, take the tailbone up, widen through the scapula and begin to bring the shoulders over the elbows as you press down. Inhale, lift the right leg up, squeeze to the midline, maybe left leg off a little bit, press into the pinky toes, exhale down. Inhale, left leg up, roll the inner thigh in, rock the weight forward, wide through the scapula, exhale, release down, inhale from here, exhale, knees down onto the mat, chest down onto the thighs. Now arms wide, Sirsasana, dolphin pose. So we're here, elbows in. If your elbows tend to slide, start with them in a little bit more, so if they move out, it's okay. You don't fall down. Crown of the head off. We're developing this strength through the back of the heart center. Actually better to do without a block. Lift the tailbone up, widen through the scapula. Press into the elbows, draw the weight forward. Keep widening through the scapula. Press into the hands. Inhale, right leg up. Maybe a little hop. Keep rocking the weight forward. Exhale down. Inhale, left leg up. Scissor the inner thighs. Weight forward into the fingertips. Exhale down. Inhale from here. Walk the legs out far behind you. Shoulders on top of the elbows. Parsvakonasana. Inhale from here. Exhale. Belly down onto the mat. Heart center moves through. Inhale from here. Exhale. Hands underneath the shoulders. Downward facing dog. Inhale, draw your feet up underneath your hips. Expand through your heart. Eyes open, exhale, release down, bend the knees, squeeze the inner thighs. Inhale up, Uttanasana. Lift up on the vertical dimension. Squeeze the inner thighs so there's no impact through the lower back. Exhale, stand up straight. Inhale, Uttanasana. Expand up, round through the heels. Exhale, swan dive down and over. Inhale up halfway. No Vinyasa here. Plant into the hands. Take the right foot out behind. Toes point forward, not out to the side. Variation here. Take the left foot out to the side a little bit, but toes point forward. And then on a block here or on the mat, take both hands to the inside of the left leg. We're going to come into the anterior set of hamstrings. Pull the head of the left femur back. Press down through your left big toe. Lift up through the lower belly and draw the chest down to the inside of the left leg. Inhale from here, exhale, take this right leg out behind, bend your left knee right over the left heel, draw the tips of the scapula down the back and open through the heart. Inhale deeply here. Exhale, tongue out, eyes open. So really stimulating the digestive tract. Inhale, scoop under, hug the lower belly to the spine. Exhale out. One more time. Walk your hands out, draw them in front of this left foot. You can draw it back into the midline again a bit. Inhale deeply, exhale, right leg up towards the sky, inner thigh, rolling in. Then maybe the back of the right hand behind the right calf, left hand to the heel. Standing split. Not for me today. Inhale from here, exhale, right foot down alongside of the left. Roll the inner thighs, lift up through the lower belly, peace sign fingers around the big toe, lengthen through the heart center, exhale, release down over the legs. Release the big toes, hands down onto the mat. Inhale from here, exhale, left leg out behind. We might need to widen through this right toe, right foot, but the toes face forward. And then pull the head of the right femur back. So both sets of toes are forward, like train tracks. Hands to the inside of the right foot on blocks or on the block or on the mat. Lift up through the lower belly and then draw yourself down and over to the inside of this right knee. Always being aware of your own body. Inhale from here. Exhale, bend into this right knee. Take the left leg out behind you. Right knee really nicely aligned over the right heel. Inhale, scoop under. Look at the lower belly. Exhale, tongue out. Inhale under. Scissor the inner thighs towards each other. Exhale out. 2 more times. Walk your hands back out in front of this right foot. It's a long way to go. You're going to take the left leg all the way up towards the sky. Rotate the inner thigh in, and then right hand to the back of the calf, left hand to the back of the heel. Maybe for me today. A little hard on my surface. Lift up out of the outside of the right hip. Inhale from here. Exhale, left foot down alongside the right foot. Pick up both feet. Slide the palms underneath, toes all the way to the wrist. Lift up through the lower belly and then draw yourself way down and over. Inhale, lengthen up through the spine. Exhale through your vinyasa or back to downward facing dog. And now coming into the hamstrings a little bit deeper. Inhale, right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, right foot through, left knee down onto the mat. Pull the head of the right femur back, and then extend out through the right leg. If you'd like to, begin to overstep, tucking through these back toes, drawing the lower belly up. Nice to have blocks here, or fingertips down onto the mat. Begin to extend out and open through the inner groin, always lifting up to go down, heart center lifting, so the tips of the scapula are working towards each other. Inhale from here. Exhale, release. Bend through this right knee. Lift up through the back left foot, through the vinyasa. Or back to downward facing dog. Left side. Inhale, left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, left foot through. Roll the right inner thigh in, straighten out through the left leg. You can be here or hands up onto blocks. You can begin to overstep, lifting up through the lower belly, opening through the inner groin, beginning to open out through the heart, tips of the scapula, working towards each other. Hanuman's great leap to Sri Lanka. Inhale from here. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Left foot meets the right. Big toes together, knees apart. Elbows down onto the mat, palms together, forehead down to the mat, thumbs working towards the back of the neck. Inhale from here, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, right foot through, head of the right femur back. Inhale, expand up. Right hand palm up to the back of the neck. Left hand to the right elbow. Draw it up and in and lay the head back into the elbow. So we get this nice shoulder opening, both tips of the scapula working towards each other. Then inhale, lift up, rotate, left elbow across the right thigh. Or hand down to the mat, pull the head of the right femur back, reach out through the right arm, head of the humerus, back in, rotate, pinky finger down. Parivrita, Parsvakonasana, exhale, hands down to the mat, optionally through your vinyasa, or back to downward facing dog. Widen through the scapula. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left foot through. Scissor the inner thighs. Lower belly lifts. Inhale up. Left hand palm up to the back of the neck. Right hand to the elbow. Draw up and in. Lift up. Roll the right hip point forward. And then lay the head back onto the elbow. Inhale from here. Lift up. Exhale. Rotate right elbow across the left knee. Palms together, or right hand down to the mat. Rotate through the belly. Reach the left arm forward, head of the humerus back. Draw the arm all the way by the ear. Inhale from here. Exhale, release, hands down onto the mat. through your vinyasa or back to downward facing dog. Inhale from here, exhale, knees down to the mat, chest down onto the thighs, into a child's pose, resting into your breath. So from here, we'll come to a wall and begin to work on a couple of inversions. This prayer dolphin, Anjali Sirsasana, and then Sirsasana. The thing with both of these asanas is that the head floats off the mat. You press into the elbows, or the pinky fingers are down onto the mat and you press into the pinkies and the elbows, but the scapula are wide. They're spread apart, which generates a lot of strength. Just like if you were to try and push a door closed or a window closed, you wouldn't push here with the scapula drawn together. You would push from your back. And that same power and strength is what stabilizes the pose. We also need to engage the core, so we'll do that first. The other thing that allows for this to happen is the length of the hamstrings. So we've opened the hamstrings considerably. Let's stabilize the navel cord just a bit more. So here we are in Navasana. Come down onto your back. Extend the legs out long. Press the lower back into the mat. Inhale from here. Exhale, arms by the ears. Squeeze the buttocks. Inhale up, full Navasana. Lift up out of the lower back. Inhale from here. Exhale, tips of the scapula together. Lower belly lifting. Lower back pressing into the mat. Arms by the ears. Squeeze the buttocks. Inhale up. Open through the heart. Inhale from here. Exhale, lower back onto the mat. Arms by the ears. Exhale, release all the way down onto the mat. Knees into the chest, rocking side to side. Take the right leg extended out long, left knee in towards the chest. Wrap the hands around the back of the leg and extend the leg up towards the sky. Then slide the hands down towards the heel. Rotate the pelvis forward as you lengthen through the back of the leg. So there's a small space between your lower back and the mat. Inhale from here. Exhale, left leg long. Right knee in towards the chest. Wrap the hands behind the thigh. Extend through the right leg and then slide the hands down towards the heel. Draw the tip of the rotate the hip down and out and then tilt the pelvis forward. Inhale from here. Exhale, release knees into the chest. Then roll back and forth on the spine. Downward facing dog. And then bringing your mat to a wall, we'll continue to experiment with this Sirsasana. So the palms are together and the elbows are separate first. Pressing down, head is off the mat. Elbows draw together at your own risk, lifting the right leg up, drawing the weight of the shoulders right over the elbows. Scissor the inner thighs in, press through the toes, rotate to the midline, gently release back down, child's pose. Same side again, this time lifting the leg all the way up. Inhale up, widen through the scapula, rock the weight forward, right leg up, left heel in towards the belly, and then extending all the way up, moderating the weight through the elbows, through the pinkies, crown of the head off the mat, release all the way down. Other side, press into the elbows, lift the tailbone up, widen through the scapula, left leg up, rock the weight forward, heel into the buttocks, squeeze to the midline, press through the elbows, back down, child's pose. Last time, left side, inhale up, press into the pinkies, lift left leg up, make sure you're at a wall, rock the weight forward, wide through the scapula, leg up, oop, not happening on this side, losing the strength, press through the toes, lengthen up out of the crown of the head, release all the way back, knees down onto the mat, chest down onto the thighs. One more each side. So forearms down onto the mat now. Now the Sirsasana. Crown of the head off the mat, right leg up. Lift forward. Hug through the lower belly. Draw the legs in towards the midline. Look forward between the hands. Exhale, releasing down. Last inversion. Forearms down, lift the tailbone up, left leg up, squeeze to the midline, hug up and in, lengthen. Might not so good today. Gently release all the way down to the mat. Enjoying the process, enjoying the flush of new energy all the way up into the brain. Inhale from here, exhale, downward facing dog. Draw the feet up underneath the hips, expand. Exhale, release down. Inhale to standing. Exhale, legs out wide. Lift the kneecaps, lengthen through the heart center. Base of the palms together, lift up through the heart. Draw your chest way down and forward, lifting the pinky fingers up towards the back of the neck. Then inhale from here, exhale. Hands way out in front. Draw your weight back into your heels. Draw your tips of your fingers out long. Allow yourself to sling between the fingertips and the heels. Thumbs to the front of the waist, fingers behind. Inhale all the way up to standing. Bring the feet together and then come back down. We're going to come down onto our backs. I just have a little room here. Legs up the wall. Torso off. Then bend your knees, placing your feet down at the mat. Inhale, lift the pelvis up. Squeeze in towards the midline, clasp the hands behind the back, and then place them to the lower back as you lift up more. Lift one leg up off the mat, roll the other leg up off the wall, squeeze up and in. Then inhale from here, exhale, take the legs all the way over behind you. Lift up through the sits bones, palms down onto the mat. And if this doesn't feel good to you, a block underneath the sacrum, just resting, not all the way into halasana. Hands to the lower back, lift the legs up, squeeze to the midline, place the feet down, lift the pubic bone up, slide down, take the legs up the wall. Knees into the chest, roll over onto the right side, come back to downward facing dog. Draw the left knee through, rotate out from the hip, take the right leg out behind you, lift up through the heart center, release the toes, draw the chest out, down, and long forehead onto the mat. Now draw the elbows down by the ears, palms together, and bring the thumbs towards the back of the neck. Gently release the hands down, hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the back toes all the way back to downward facing dog. Right knee forward, rotating out, left leg out behind. Roll the hip point forward, open through the heart. Release down and forward, elbows onto the mat, palms together, thumbs towards the back of the neck. So we get the shoulder opening as the hips open. Gently release, hands down to the mat. Inhale from here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Draw the legs all the way through. Rotate the inner thighs in. Lift the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, lengthen down and over. Peace sign fingers around the big toes or hands to the ankles. Inhale, lengthen up through the spine. Exhale, release down and over. Inhale, roll up through the spine. Come all the way down onto your back, knees into the chest. Open the arms out in a T-shape, knees down over to the right side. Knees to the center and then over to the left side. Knees to the center and then resting, soles of the feet together, knees apart. Take the arms in a cactus shape or up overhead. Take the legs all the way out, down.